Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be ranting about the LGBTQ. I know, that's like the thing you're not supposed to rant about. Like anybody that says anything negative about the LGBTQ is just immediately wrong. The LGBTQ is the most loving group of people on earth. I could say confidently that after living in Seattle for 3 years and living around these people and seeing them every single day, I can confidently say that they're some of the most horrible people that I've ever met. And I understand that there's going to be a lot of people that'll believe that I simply hate the LGBTQ. I don't hate anybody. Hate is a very strong word that gets misused every single day. But I think one thing that has always bothered me is how, like, when I tell people that I'm gay and they're like, oh, you're LGBTQ, and I'm like, no, I'm not. But then they like short circuit and they get so confused. They're like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Wait, you're not LGBTQ? How is that even possible? You're gay. And it's like, yeah, just because I'm gay doesn't mean I'm LGBTQ. And I said this in the last video, but like, just because you go to Alaska doesn't mean you're a fucking Eskimo. And a lot of people were taken aback in the last video when I mentioned that it was a cult, because they're like, no, you're exaggerating. It's just a community. It's not that big of a deal. Right, but these are like the majority of the people at the Minneapolis protest destroying everything and like threatening to kill people. And they're like, dude, it's just a community. Chill out. And it's like, no, it's 100% a cult. Like, there are people that are blindly following all of these ideologies without actually thinking to themselves what they really mean. I mean, they literally flew trans flags at the White House when Biden was president. Like, it's 100% a cult. That being said, this whole facade of like, oh, everybody love each other, be kind to everybody, it's just a facade. It's fake. Like, the LGBT in reality is filled with a lot of nastiness and a lot of disgusting people. And part of the problem is that they can't seem to understand the idea of just talking it out, because they basically have to scream and yell at each other and cry about it all day long. And my scientific data proves that the reason why this is because they all have the maturity on the same level as like a 6-year-old. They can't take criticism and they exaggerate everything to complete shit. Like, they act like we're living in Iran. Like, have you seen what Iran looks like? Because that's not what America is. And to prove this point further, the LGBT does this really edgy thing where they make everybody think that they care so much about this certain cause, like Black Lives Matter or the ICE protests and shit like that. But then it's like, in actuality, all it really is just trying to get attention. That's it. Because like what? They've been out there for like a whole year screaming and breaking things and blowing on whistles, and they haven't invaded a single ICE facility. They haven't freed a single immigrant. They haven't done really anything successful other than maybe torch bomb an ICE vehicle. And like, it almost makes you think, maybe this has a lot more to do than just some immigrants. Now, I want to go ahead and move away from the whole political side of things, and I want to get into identity, because it seems like that's the #1 most important thing to these people, and they have to let everybody know. Like, let's just be brutally honest here. They have no idea what the fuck's going on. Like, I think it's when they started adding triangles and circles to the pride flag that I started to really begin to go, all right, wait a minute. Like, I really just want to go to like one of these protests with all these LGBT people in there and find like the most like colorful looking person in that crowd. Go up to them with a pride flag, like the latest rendition of the weekly updated pride flag, and just ask them, okay, can you go ahead and tell me exactly which, like all of the colors, what they mean and what they represent? Tell me what this triangle means. What does this chicken represent on this flag here? Or what would be even funnier is if you go to these protests and like get your hands on like some police sonic sound weapon and just like blast the brown note through the speakers and basically make everybody there shit their pants at the same time. I'd imagine it'd be akin to the liking of showing people in the 1930s Godzilla -1. Like, all of their heads would fucking explode. People would start stabbing each other in the streets, buildings on fire, because those people literally have no idea what's going on. Once COVID dropped, like, they just started inventing random shit. And it's a big reason I have a lot of respect for Jeffree Star. I mean, he's probably the most famous person to hold these kinds of ideas and bring them out to the public. Now, I want to highlight a specific comment that I got a couple times on my last video, where people were basically saying that I was exaggerating at how crazy the LGBT is, and basically saying that, like, the entire community is not all like that. And my response is, yes, it is. Like, I would say at least 90 to 95% of it is 100% like that. They're all depressed, they're all angry, they all dress like 4-year-olds, and none of them have self-control whatsoever. But the most frustrating thing is that because I look somewhat like them, I have to be lumped into the same group by default. But yeah, anyway, I think that'll pretty much do it for this video. I think I said everything I wanted to say for it, but I can't doubt that there's not going to be another one of these videos in the future, because I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about. But anyway, thanks again so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.